What is going on, guys? Welcome back to BlackTideTV. So Monday of this week, Treyarch surprised us all by ending the Black Ops 4 beta on time, which isn't necessarily a news story in and of itself, but given that the PlayStation exclusive weekend, the first weekend of the beta, was given that small extension Thursday night while they rolled out servers, certain players in different regions could experience the game a few hours beforehand. Well, the Xbox and PC players are understandably upset. They pre-ordered the game as well. They put their money down on this franchise. They deserve to play as much of the beta as anyone else, and yet they've had to wait a full week for their own second weekend to play, and that second weekend wasn't even given the extension that most players thought to be in the cards. Maybe they would roll out the servers for Xbox and PC, giving those players that Thursday night few hours that the PlayStation players got. But when that didn't happen, the leading theory in the community, a theory that I personally subscribe to, was that they would extend the beta to Tuesday, which they've done in the past. They've often told us the beta would end Monday 1 p.m. Eastern, and then they'll extend to Tuesday 1 p.m. Eastern to give most players that last lingering taste of multiplayer before they turn off their servers prior to the full release later in the year. This year, that would be in October. Well, that didn't happen either. So I personally feel really bad for the Xbox and PC players. I really hope you guys got enough gameplay in to formulate your own opinion on this game. I hope you hit the max rank, which was 40 by the end of the last 2 weekends, which is a lot of grinding to do in the very, very short time span you had on Xbox and PC. But that does unlock you a permanent unlock token in the game. It's not the biggest deal, but I really hope you guys got that. I hope you used all the weapons, at least a good majority of the operator mods, and some of the crazier specialists. Let me know what you thought of the Black Ops 4 beta in the comment section down below. I had low expectations going in, but I was very pleasantly surprised by the end by using all these different operator mods, all the different weapons, the specialists. I've found some maps and some modes that I was really, really proud of in terms of what Treyarch has done with the franchise. But I won't bore you with the details any longer. What I mean to say is, I played on PlayStation 4, being a PlayStation fanboy from the day I was born to the day I die. I got those 2 full weekends and I put in a number of gameplay hours, and those hours have paid off. I have a number of videos coming for you guys, around 7 or 8 videos in the works. And just because the beta has come to an end does not mean that the beta content on the channel will come to an end. I have enough content to lead us at least until the Battlefield 5 beta later in September and the Blackout beta for Call of Duty Black Ops 4 in September. Keep your eyes peeled and your ear to the ground for new Twitter polls on my Twitter page at BlackTideTV. There's a link in the description down below. I will likely ask you guys of 4 random options which you'd like to see first in terms of that Black Ops 4 beta content. But today, in the spirit of the beta finally coming to an end, I thought it would be great to share with you guys 5 major things that I've learned from my time playing the beta. 5 very important things that I think every Call of Duty Black Ops 4 multiplayer player should know. Some of these are fairly obvious, some of them really stand out upon first playing the game, and if you are a Call of Duty veteran or a veteran of hero shooters like Overwatch or Rainbow Six, or a veteran of advanced movement Call of Duty or video games in general, Titanfall, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare through Infinite Warfare, if you have played any of these games, some of these topics may be very readily apparent, but they are incredibly important nonetheless. My first 2 topics are intertwined and deal exclusively with advanced movement or lack thereof in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I would still refer to the movement and combat system of Call of Duty Black Ops 4 as advanced movement. Perhaps dialed down from previous advanced movement Call of Duty games, but the combat is extremely chaotic and very fast paced. You are jumping and dodging and sliding and mantling at all times during this game, and therefore it is, in my mind, advanced movement. The first thing that you should know about that advanced movement in Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is that you can jump a lot higher than you might think. Despite Treyarch playing with jump heights and how jumping works throughout the 2 weekends of the beta, they have returned the jump height to the natural in-game jump height from weekend 1. Therefore, if you see a window and it might seem a little beyond your reach, you can likely jump into that window. You jump incredibly high in this game, thus you see a lot of bunny hoppers and a lot of players jumping while firing, jumping in gunfights, jumping around corners. But that does actually extend to jumping and mantling on certain objects in the world. If you see it, you can likely jump to it. Just don't think like you're the man on the moon or something, but you can jump and reach some incredible heights. So don't be afraid to jump for that window ledge that enemy is shooting at you from. I've seen too many players running around an entire area trying to flank an enemy rather than jumping directly into his window, scaring his pants off, and shooting him in the face. So try jumping into more windows, onto more ledges, and across more gaps when you get into Call of Duty Black Ops 4 multiplayer this October. Something to be said of the bunny hopping mechanic while we're on the topic of jumping is that players can no longer consecutively jump at the same height. With every subsequent jump, you will lose jump height. This is a nerf to that bunny hopping mechanic given so many players were jumping up and down all the time. So if you can't make a jump in the first attempt, wait a moment because your jump stamina will need to reset to give you your full height of jump again. If you cannot make a jump in the first try, you will not make it the second. So just take a moment, take your time, take a breath, and then make the jump. Or just nail it on the first try. If you're having issues trying to mantle up onto a ledge, aim yourself a little higher than the ledge and your character will auto mantle onto that ledge if it's a little beneath their field of view. The second advanced movement topic of the day is of course the fastest way to travel, the knee slide. The knee slide is an incredibly tactical maneuver that you would do well to use in almost every situation. I would recommend that you toggle the knee slide or the crouch button to a very accessible button that you can press quickly and consecutively. Clicking down on your analog sticks or on the back of a Pro controller for back buttons is probably your way to go for this one. Off of ledges, this one originated in Call of Duty Black Ops 3, though it was underutilized in that game given the jetpacks that you could boost over ledges. But if you run and jump up onto a ledge before quickly knee sliding off of it, you will be given an incredible speed boost, launching you halfway across the map, I shit you not. I'm not sure if they're going to address this. This was always kind of a bug in previous games, but it is in full force in Black Ops 4, and it is the fastest way to move. Not only that, but the knee slide in general is actually faster than sprinting. You should always knee slide into rooms when you plan to clear them. Knee sliding is even more advantageous than jumping around corners. Given the height difference with your enemies, they are always expecting players to jump because that's just the meta of the game at this point. So more or less, if you knee slide, there won't be too many enemies aiming down towards you. It's just an incredible tactic. And again, it's faster than sprinting. When you sprint and knee slide, it gives you a speed boost. Not to mention the dexterity perk, if I'm not mistaken, will extend the length and speed of that knee slide, making it an even more effective tactic, something to keep in mind when you enter Create a Class later this fall. Something else that you should be thinking of when creating your class is how your class will work in tandem with your chosen specialist. It would do you well to main a certain set of specialists, perhaps a support or defense player, as well as an assault specialist for those team deathmatch-like modes. When you are playing in modes like Hardpoint, Control, Domination, you will want to have a support main specialist that you know how to use, that you can benefit your team with. Do not overlook the support specialists. They are the hidden gem of your specialist select screen. There are some really powerful, really strong assault specialists like Ruin that can one-tap gravity slam the entire team, but that is only useful so far into the game. Recon, Crash, being able to spot enemies, being able to heal your teammates and provide them with extra score and extra ammunition is so vital, especially given the long game with game modes like Control. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is the most team-oriented title in the franchise, and the team that supports, communicates, and plays together stays together. Engage with your teammates and use your specialists in tandem. Do not shy away from support specialists like Crash and Recon, as they can be the most important soldier on the battlefield. Two other support specialists that come to mind our Seraph with her tack beacon, which can be ungodly when used correctly, and of course, Torque is the epitome of defense with the barricades and the shield walls. You can completely cut off lanes of the map and funnel enemies into a small corridor for your teammates to get the kill. Now let's take a moment to step back and discuss my personal main specialist, Recon, for obvious reasons that I will now explain to you out of the goodness of my heart, but let this be known, if you choose Recon over me in that specialist select screen, boy, you better watch your back. You are being watched. No, really, you are being watched. That's number 4 on our list of 5 things you should know for Call of Duty Black Ops 4. The new minimap is known as the Fog of War, and at first glance to the untrained eye, it may not reveal as much as previous minimaps in the Call of Duty franchise. But I would wager that there are more enemy surveillance tactics in Black Ops 4 than there have been in the last 3 Call of Duty games combined. The old trusty UAV is back and it is as effective as ever. I'm almost certain there will be an advanced UAV or a Blackbird of some kind in the final game, though no one appeared during the beta, strangely. Treyarch has never gone a single game without some type of advanced UAV, so I mean, it's just in the cards. A hater, advanced UAV, Blackbird, there's going to be one of those. But that just scratches the surface of the Recon abilities in this game. Of course, you have Recon himself with his sensor darts and his vision pulse that can see through walls, which is amazing for sniper rifles, by the way. The amount of wall bangs I've hit with that Paladin and vision pulse, oh, it's just sweet, sweet justice, shooting through walls and killing enemies that are camping around corners. Mwah, I love it. But acoustic sensors are incredibly powerful for spotting enemies, and when placed in the right areas, enemies will never find them, they'll never be able to shoot at them, and you will have constant surveillance over a certain spot in the map. There are other perks. Tracker will put footprints on the map and you can follow enemies to their doom. The acoustic sensor is a piece of gear that is essentially 6th Sense from Black Ops 3. When enemies get near, there's a big red flash on the Fog of War that says, hey, there's a guy over there, go shoot him. It's like, there are so many ways to spot enemies, so many more ways than what I've just listed here. So don't ever expect for a single moment that you are hidden on the minimap. Do never expect that you are not being watched by someone, because someone knows where you are. Even if you're using a suppressor and ghost and dead silence and you're sneaking around the map, somebody's going to find you. Those perks don't even work the same way that they have in the past. Ghost and dead silence, they reduce the effectiveness of enemy equipment. They don't completely negate enemy equipment. So just keep that in mind. People know where you are, and you should be wary of that. Just be prepared that any corner you round could be the next gunfight. When it comes to those gunfights, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 has famously introduced manual healing, but don't let that go to your head, as healing is never mandatory. Think of all of the previous Call of Duty games, pushing on enemies while wounded, waiting on your regenerative health. That is still at play in Black Ops 4. You actually stand to benefit from pushing an enemy that believes you to be healing behind closed doors. This is an interesting gameplay dynamic that healing has brought to Call of Duty that I like to call the rock, paper, scissors effect. You and your enemy never quite know if you are going to push, hold back, and wait for your enemy, or use your healing kit. So you can use that to exploit your enemy, push on them when they are not prepared, and you will have the upper hand in that combat despite having lower health. But those are 5 things that I think you should know about Call of Duty Black Ops 4. You are always being watched. You jump a lot higher than you think. The importance of support specialists. Healing is never mandatory, and the knee slide is the fastest way to travel. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any other tips for the viewers, let them know in the comment section down below. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next video.